You stand on the observation deck. The crystal Citadel hangs in the void. It is a jewel of impossible star science. All around you are the krill, tall beings with skin like polished obsidian. They move with a quiet grace. They have been masters of this sector for 10,000 years. You are the first human envoy, a symbol of a new peace, a testament to a new alliance. A silent alarm begins to ring. It does not chime in the station's corridors. It does not flash on any warning screen. The sound exists only for you. It is a cold sliver of dread in your mind. A single, sharp note of pure wrongness. You call it the shard of midnight, a feeling you know from old human wars, the feeling of a predator watching from the dark. The krill around you notice nothing. They gaze at the star-dusted velvet of space. They see beauty. They see order. You see a hunter's moon reflected in a drop of blood. The shard of midnight grows sharper in your thoughts. It is not panic. It is a cold certainty. Something is coming for the crystal Citadel, and you are the only one who can feel it. You excuse yourself from the serene crowd. Your own reflection stares back from the glass walls. A lone human in a fortress of crystal and pride. The feeling in your head is a ghost. But you learned long ago to trust your ghosts. They have kept your species alive. Now you hope they can keep you alive too. You hurry toward the Citadel's heart. Your destination is the Star Library, the great archive of all krill knowledge. If there is a threat, some trace must exist there, some sensor ghost or energy echo. The shard of midnight hums a song of urgency. It tells you time is running out. You arrive at the vast, silent chamber. The Star Library is a sphere of glowing data streams. Knowledge flows like water through walls of light. You request access to the last 72 hours of sensor logs. All external readings, all energy signatures, all gravitational fluctuations. You need to find the source of your fear. The data appears before you in a shimmering cloud. You search for anomalies. You hunt for stray signals or unexplained phenomena. There is nothing. The logs are perfect. Every reading is exactly within expected norms. There are no errors, no stray energy bursts, no phantom signals. The void outside is completely clean, and that is what terrifies you. Perfection is not natural. Space is messy. It is loud with background radiation and stellar winds. For the logs to be this clean, this flawless, is impossible. It means the data is not real. It has been scrubbed, sanitized. Someone is hiding the truth. The silence in the data is louder than any alarm. Your fear now has a shape. The enemy is not just outside. They have a helper on the inside. Someone with the authority to alter the Citadel's deepest records. The shard of midnight in your mind feels like a spike of ice. You are not just facing a threat. You are walking into a trap. And the trap has already been sprung. You take your findings to the Council of Elders. You must convince them of the danger. The council chamber is at the Citadel's highest point, a spire of flawless crystal that pierces the void. The elders sit on thrones of woven light. Their leader is Elder, soulless. His ancient eyes regard you with cold patience. They are beings who measure time in millennia. Your urgency must seem like a child's tantrum. You present your case clearly. You speak of the shard of midnight, the purely human feeling of immense danger. You explain the impossibly clean sensor logs. You describe it as a deliberate deception, a warning sign far greater than any open threat. You beg them to trust your instincts, the instincts of a species born from struggle. The elders listen. Their crystalline faces betray no emotion. When you finish, There is a long silence. It is broken by Elder Solus. He tells you that human feelings are not data. He says the Citadel's systems are perfect. They have protected the krill for ages. He suggests you are projecting your own species' violent past onto their peaceful existence. They dismiss you with a gentle wave. It is not unkind. It is worse. It is condescending. They see you as a primitive, a creature ruled by fear, not logic. They tell you to rest, to meditate on the peace of the Citadel. You walk out of the silent chamber. Their pride has blinded them. They cannot see the dagger aimed at their back. It seems they built this station so well, they forgot how to be afraid. Defeated, you descend into the Citadel's lower levels. The polished corridors give way to metal grates. The silent grace is replaced by the hum of machinery. Down here, the station feels less like a jewel. It feels more like a machine, and machines can break. You need to find someone who understands that. Someone who is not blinded by pride. A voice calls to you from a darkened workshop. The elders did not listen, did they? A krill steps out of the shadows. His obsidian skin is smudged with grease. His clothes are the simple garb of a technician. This is Kale, a name you have heard whispered. He was once a brilliant inventor. Now he is a disgraced outcast. He tells you he believes you. He has seen small things himself. Tiny flickers in the power grid. Subharmonic frequencies that should not exist. The elders called them system noise. Kyle calls them clues. He says the Citadel has a flaw, a deep flaw he discovered years ago. A flaw the elders exiled him for speaking about. He offers you a deal. He has the tools to find the real signals, the ghost frequencies hidden beneath the false quiet. He will help you find the truth. In exchange, you must promise to listen, to trust him as you ask the elders to trust you. You look into his weary eyes. He is a reflection of yourself. Another voice crying out in the wilderness. You agree. You have found your first and only ally. Kyle leads you deeper into the Citadel's guts, to places even the maintenance crews forget. His workshop smelled of burnt circuits and broken dreams. He hands you a device, a resonator tuned to listen to silence. It hunts for the echoes that the main sensors are programmed to ignore. You hold the key to finding your ghost. Together, you follow the faint trail of the forbidden frequency. The signal is barely there, a whisper buried under layers of official data. It is the same cold note you feel in your mind. The shard of midnight has a voice, and Kale's device can hear it. The path it takes is strange. It does not come from outside the station. It seems to originate from within. The signal grows stronger as you descend. It leads you past massive power conduits, past humming life support systems. It leads you toward the great energy core, the beating heart of the crystal Citadel. The area is forbidden, protected by layers of security the elders believe are unbreakable. Kyle just smiles. He built those security systems. He also built the back doors. The frequency ends at a solid wall near the core chamber. There is no door, no control panel. Just a seamless stretch of the Citadel's hull. Kale places his device against the wall. He reroutes a series of energy patterns. He is not breaking a lock. He is asking the wall to remember it was once a door. With a soft chime, a section of the wall slides away. It reveals a dark, silent room. A room that does not exist on any official map. The hidden chamber is a tomb of forgotten history. Dust covers everything. A single terminal glows in the center of the room. This is the source of the signal. It is a looping message, a warning beacon left here from long ago. Kyle activates the terminal. Old logs flicker to life. They tell a story of a past catastrophe, an event the elders erased from their history. Thousands of years ago, another fleet of silent ships arrived. They fed on the Citadel's energy. They brought the station to its knees. The old logs call the enemy the Star Eaters. The signal is an automated distress call, a permanent warning from a generation that fought and died. A warning the current elders chose to bury. They built their perfect fortress on top of a secret they hoped would stay buried forever. The deception is deeper than you imagined. The elders did not just ignore the warning, they actively hid it. They preferred the illusion of safety over the hard truth. They let their people forget what real danger looked like. And now, history is about to repeat itself. Your stomach tightens. The Citadel is not a fortress, it is bait. As you absorb the terrible truth, the final log entry plays. It is a personal record, a confession from a young officer who survived the first attack. His name was Solus. Your blood runs cold. It is the same Solus who now leads the Elder Council. The log reveals his desperate act of survival. He made a deal with the Star Eaters. He offered them a way to return in the future. He would prepare the Citadel for their arrival. He would ensure its systems were vulnerable. He would create a generation of krill who had forgotten how to fight. He did it all in exchange for his own life. His twisted logic was that open war was unwinnable. A quiet sacrifice was better than a loud extinction. He is not just a traitor. He is a high priest of despair. He is the one who has been scrubbing the logs. He is the one who has been waiting. As the confession ends, a new alert flashes on the terminal. It is not an old echo. It is a live reading from Kyle's device. A massive energy signature has just appeared outside the Citadel. It is the same frequency as the ancient warning, the same cold feeling as the shard of midnight. You look at the main viewing screen. Space is no longer empty. A fleet of ships has arrived. They are not ships of metal or light. They are holes in the fabric of space, shapes of pure blackness against the starfield. They drift in absolute silence. They have no visible engines, no weapon ports, no lights. They are a ghost fleet. Specters of hunger come to collect on an ancient debt. Your mind screams. The hunter has finally stepped out of the shadows. Kale looks at you. His usual cynicism is gone, replaced by a raw, primal fear. The legends were true. The bedtime stories his grandmother told him were real. The Star Eaters have returned, and the Citadel is exactly as vulnerable as Elder Solus promised it would be. All the pride, all the history, all of it is about to be consumed. Then the attack begins. It is not an explosion of fire and light. Long, dark tendrils of energy reach out from the ghost ships. They touch the Citadel's shields. The shields do not flare or buckle. They simply dissolve. They vanish like mist in the morning sun. The defenses that the elders trusted for millennia, they fail in an instant. Panic finally breaks through the Citadel. Alarms, real ones this time, blare through the corridors. The serene grace of the krill shatters into chaos. They run without direction. Their ancient pride has become a fatal weakness. On the main screen, you see the Elder Council. Their faces are masks of disbelief and horror. Their perfect world is breaking apart around them. Elder Solus watches with a look of grim satisfaction. His terrible prophecy has come true. Kyle turns to you, his hands shaking. They will drain the core. They will feed on us until we are a cold, dead husk. He looks at you with desperation. You are human. Your species is known for fighting impossible odds, for thinking in ways others cannot. Do you have a plan? His question hangs in the air. He is asking if humanity has one last, crazy trick up its sleeve. You look at the chaos on the screen. Then you look at the schematics of the Citadel's core. An idea forms in your mind. A desperate, insane strategy from the darkest days of human history. A plan so risky, it was never actually used. It was only a theory, a weapon of last resort. I have a plan, you say. It's called the Cascade Protocol. You explain the logic. The Star Eaters are feeding on the Citadel's power output. They are parasites. Their weapons are powered by the very energy they drain. So you will not try to fight them. You will not try to boost the shields. You will cut off their food supply. You will shut down the Citadel's core. Not a gentle power down. A sudden, violent, system-wide crash. KL stares at you in horror. That is madness, he whispers. A forced cascade could shatter the core's containment. It could destroy the entire station. You want to kill the patient to cure the disease? You nod grimly. The protocol is not about destruction, you explain. It is about a total system reset. We break it so we can reboot it. It's our only chance. Kyle is an engineer. The ideas of breaking his own creation is a nightmare. But he sees the cold logic in your eyes. The madness of your species might be their only hope. Your path to the core is a journey through chaos. The lights flicker. Artificial gravity sputters, making you feel light one moment and heavy the next. Krill's civilians rush past you, their faces tight with a terror they have never known. Their world is ending. They do not understand why. You and Kale push against the tide. Every second counts. The dark tendrils of the Star Eaters are getting closer to the core. You round a final corner. The entrance to the main core chamber is ahead. But it is not undefended. Standing before the massive blast doors is Elder Solace. He is flanked by 2 of his loyal guards. He knew you would come here. He cannot allow you to interfere with his ancient bargain. He raises a hand. "Go back, human," he says. His voice is calm, but his eyes burn with righteous fire. You cannot stop what is coming. This is our penance, our sacrifice. Kale readies a small energy tool as a weapon, but you hold up a hand, stopping him. You will not fight Solace with force. That is his game. You will fight him with the one thing he cannot defend against, the truth. You step forward, your voice steady. Your sacrifice is a lie, Solace. It is a coward's bargain. You are not saving your people. You are feeding them to the monster. You tell him about the other worlds, the human colonies that fought the darkness and won. You tell him that appeasement is not a strategy. It is a slow surrender. You think you are managing a predator, you say. But you just built a bigger cage for your own people. His guards look at each other. Your words are planting seeds of doubt. They have served Solace for centuries, but they have never seen him challenged like this. Solace sneers. Human words, full of fire and fury, meaning nothing. You cannot comprehend the ages I have seen. You take another step. I see one thing clearly. A leader who has given up. You chose to be a victim. I choose to fight. You gesture to the chaos around you. This is not peace, Solace. This is a quiet death. A true leader would choose a chance at life, no matter how small. His certainty begins to crack. The guards lower their weapons. Kale sees the opening and slips past them, beginning to work on the door controls. The duel is won, not with a bang, but with a question that Solace cannot answer. Kale opens the door to the core chamber. You rush inside, Solace's protests fading behind you. The core is a miniature sun, a blazing sphere of contained energy held in a web of magnetic fields. Its power floods the room with light and heat. It is the lifeblood of the Citadel, and you are about to stop its heart. Kale is already at the master control panel. He works with frantic precision, bypassing the safety lockouts that he himself designed. The cascade sequence needs a human authorization, he says. A biological key from a non-krill species. It was a failsafe I built in case the elders ever went mad. He laughs without humor. I guess I was more right than I knew. A prompt appears on the screen. A single, blinking icon. It asks for your command. This is it. The point of no return. You place your hand on the panel. The screen accepts your authority. With a deep breath, you give the command. Execute the cascade protocol. There is no explosion, no violent shudder. Instead, a wave of pure anti-energy pulses from the core. It flows outward through every conduit, through every system. It is a wave of absolute chaos, a command that tells the Citadel to forget everything it knows. The blazing sun in the center of the room sputters. It flickers once, twice, and then it goes out. The room plunges into absolute, terrifying darkness, and an even more terrifying silence. The Citadel is dead. The lights are gone. The hum of power is gone. The artificial gravity is gone. You float in the pitch blackness of the core chamber. For a moment, you fear you have made a fatal mistake. That Kale was right. That you have just destroyed your only lifeboat. Then, through the main viewport, you see it. The ghost fleet outside is faltering. The dark tendrils that were draining the Citadel's life, they wither. The ships themselves seem to lose cohesion. Their forms waver like smoke. They were parasites, latched onto a sun. You have put their sun out. Starved of the energy they were consuming, their own systems fail. They are not destroyed. They are simply switched off. The ghost fleet becomes a true ghost fleet, silent, powerless, drifting in the sudden, peaceful dark. They are nothing more than cold, dead metal. A moment later, emergency lights flicker to life. A dim red glow fills the core chamber. Minimal life support kicks in. The Citadel is breathing again, just barely. You and Kale float in the eerie light. You have done it. You have won. On the floor below, Elder Solace looks up at you. His ancient pride is gone. His grand, tragic plan is in ruins. He looks small and very, very old. You drift over to the master control panel. The screen is dark, except for a single pulsing message. Reboot sequence requires Prime Administrator. The Citadel is waiting for a command, waiting for a new leader to tell it what to do. Kyle looks at you. The surviving elders will look to you. The entire Krill race will look to you. The human who felt the coming storm. The human who was willing to break their world to save it. You place your hand on the panel once more. The reboot sequence begins. Power starts to flow back into the station's veins, slowly, carefully. This is a new dawn for the Crystal Citadel, a new beginning forged in crisis. The old ways of pride and isolation are over. The future is uncertain. But for the first time in a very long time, it is a future of hope. It is a future that you will help to build. Your work has just begun.